What's up, guys? Nick here. This is going to be another market review from this past week, starting off on April 17th, and we're going to cover the usual DXY, AU, AJ, UJ, EJ, and gold. And for those of you that don't know, at the beginning of each week, we start off pretty much each week with what we call the Sunday Market Blitz. And this is a presentation of Angelo and I, our analysis. We show you guys what we're looking at. We'll highlight certain things, key things, bring it to your attention, and come up with, ultimately, 2 trade ideas for you. So we do this every Sunday, and then we'll kind of review it through the week. We'll have certain group webinars where we're, diving into it in a little more detail. But then at the end of the week, we'll do this, right? We'll review it. We'll see how accurate the analysis was, and pretty much just comment on it as we go. So let's just start it off, right? Starting with DXY, 4-hour analysis, April 17th. Let's open it up and see what the analysis was on Sunday. So we saw there was a bit of an expanding pattern here. Volume was picking up. You could just see in the size of these candles, but we knew that 100 was a key zone. So it was very likely that we could see price action drop from there, hit the support level, and then look for further reactions. Or this is going to continue bullish, pop above this 100 level, really get some presence above the zone, come back, start giving a structure, and then off to new highs. So that was the idea for last week. The overall trend is still pretty bullish. Matter of fact, on all time frames, it's very bullish. So, that was definitely the trend, but we had these 2 ideas, and let's see how it played out. So it popped above, pushed up a little bit higher, came back down, touched the 100 level again, and then shot off from there. So that's pretty high for a higher low. I mean, it's higher than this, which is nice. I would have liked to see that a little more above the 100 level itself, just above the zone. That would have been a little more clear, but we are definitely above it again now. It followed through, right? And we're pushing to the upside. So we'll be looking for something similar this week, just structure above the zone, higher lows, higher highs, so on and so on. But we'll see what this week brings. Okay, so that's DXY. Let's see what AU is up to. So this was, let's take a look. Weekly, daily were bullish, while the 4-hour was bearish. And that was because of this here, right? We broke this set of higher lows, got a lower high, started consolidating. We saw this descending triangle. And the key zone in play here was 074. So generally, if we're above it, we're expecting more consolidation. If it were to go bullish, we need to see it get above this lower high here and see a higher low, see some structure above, and then we would feel comfortable, more confident in taking longs if price action followed this orange trade path. However, the 4-hour was strongly bearish, right? The 4-hour trend is going down. So we were also looking for a clear break of 074 with a nice lower high below. That would give us enough confidence to then short. So we had some opportunity here on AU. Let's see how it played out. So this one was a little dramatic too. However, it did follow the bearish trade path where we drop below, came back up, gave us one last high here, and then blew through the level. It didn't give us a retest below, but I mean, this was, it followed the trade path. Definitely not the cleanest. I'd probably say this is 6 or 7 out of 10, just because you want to see a lower high below a key zone, right? You don't want to see price action dance around a zone like that, especially one like this. Nice whole number, pretty significant, has proven itself in the past. So definitely not the cleanest price action. However, the bias was right. It definitely dumped, but interesting. So let's move over to AJ. So this one was on the daily. And the reason for that was because the increased volume. I mean, this is overextended, right? Like, look at this. This thing has to pull back so much, or it can pull back so much and still be considered bullish. So this thing, it just took off. Like, we rallied, almost 12% or 11.5% of the currency. That's how much AJ appreciated. 11.5%. That's pretty wild. This is a huge amount of volume, so we need to see more price action. Ideally, we can get some sort of consolidation, and then we could, more accurately identify structure. From here, though, it's very likely that we'll curve out. We'll see price action start to dip, head towards a low to form structure, and then we can get better plays from there. If this is to continue bullish, I'm looking for a break above 95, but we just need to see more. So that was the Sunday analysis. And then this week, price action popped up, hit 95. The volume's increasing now. It's pushing back down. Could this be the retracement? I'm hoping it is. Hopefully this sets this off on a big old retracement, ideally down towards 88, consolidate, and then we'll reanalyze this. I'll be happy to reanalyze it because finally we'll get decent structure and then we could finally mark up some trades on AJ. But yeah, that one's kind of been on the bottom of the list for a while. Kind of been just sitting dormant, waiting for something to happen. So let's jump over to UJ. UJ has been pretty steady bullish here. Look at this channel, right? Higher highs, higher lows, break and resistance. Pretty clean overall on the 4-hour here. All time frames are bullish. That's no surprise there. It's pretty correlated with the dollar, with DXY. Obviously, it's UJ. So we've been seeing a lot of volume out of this as well. It's overextended on the higher time frame, but this has been looking pretty clean here on the 4-hour, so that's why we've been highlighting this. So going into this week, we were looking for simply this channel to continue, right? We want to see a higher low. Ideally, it pulls back a little bit, get some nice bullish setups to then enter long on, and then start targeting towards the higher fib levels. That was the ideal scenario, simply riding the 4-hour trend. However, if that did not happen, the first thing we need to see to consider UJ bearish is a break of the bullish channel and the most recent significant support, which is 125.7. So break below that, maybe consolidate, and then get below 125. Start looking for shorts from there. But quite a ways from that short opportunity playing out. But let's see how this played out this week. Right, so it did exactly as we thought. 4-hour trend is was still super bullish. Plenty of momentum still there. Nothing suggested bearish momentum yet. Again, we needed to break a bunch of zones. So, it's very likely that we were going to see this kind of play out, and it did. Right? It took off, hit the negative fib level, started consolidating now. So I'll have to reanalyze and present to you guys something on Sunday. But yeah, it followed through. Pretty accurate. A lot of volume there. So congrats to anyone who got in on that trade. Let's jump over to EJ, see what was going on here. So overall, higher time frame, weekly, daily were bullish. We saw, though, on the 4-hour that we were consolidating in this pattern. It's a bit of an ascending triangle. Key resistance at 137, which also lines up pretty well with these highs. And then, of course, we have this monthly larger zone, which, again, is pretty much just 137. So there's a lot of traffic here. We need to see a lot. Because we were overall bullish, we're favoring that trend, favoring the break of resistance. So a nice break above, good presence there, nice high. Comes back down, gives us structure, nice high or low, and then we'd be looking to enter on bullish candlesticks, confirming candlesticks, right? So that would be a good trade. This is obviously ideal. However, if we did find resistance here at 137, we would look for minor breaks of higher lows and then more major breaks, and just look for structure. We're looking for structure at that point, and then we would target down towards support levels. So this was again what we were looking at on Sunday, but we need to see some action this week, and this is exactly what happened. Started taking off. We had a nice bullish variation here, increasing volume. Notice the size of the candles, how they're increasing. And then this is a Mariposa signaling extreme volume and conviction right on the break of 137, this minor level here. So that was really nice to see. That honestly would have been the only entry in this scenario. You would have had to drop to the 1-hour, 30-minute as this candle was forming. Look for entries there, and then boom, you would have been in a great trade. I would have liked to see structure above first, just a nice little retest, and then watch that follow through. However, we didn't get that. We may get it now, but the bias was right. It definitely played out in a very bullish way. Just kind of broke through and took off. So we're getting a bit of a double top now. Some consolidate or some support right here. So could this come back to 137, give us that higher low, and then to the upside again? Or do you think this is just kind of reverse and break back through? We'll see. I'll have to reanalyze this and come up with some new ideas. But yeah, the direction was right there on EJ, so not bad. Just following the trend, usually that's where price action goes. But let's see what gold's doing. So this one was actually an active trade from the week prior. Let's see what the trends are doing. Weekly bullish, daily bullish, 4-hour bullish. So yeah, these have been bullish for a while. Or gold's been bullish for a while, all time frames. And we could see here that we experienced a ton of consolidation, and then we got a nice break and retest, huge amount of volume, kind of sending this to the upside. So once we broke here, pretty much 1950, all eyes were on 2000. Right? There's minor levels here, but nothing really that gave gold a struggle. So all eyes are still on 2000, right? So the idea was that we were going to rally into that level, see some sort of reactions, maybe catch some sort of reversal on the way back down. But again, this was an active trade from the week prior, so let's see how it played out. Okay, so it didn't get to the 2000 level. Instead, it printed an evening star at this final high right at 1998.5. Okay, so this would have been an opportunity to exit. You would have had to clip this trade as you saw it coming back with strong exit signals. But either way, you would have been a couple percent in profit for sure. Looks like about 3%, as this original trade was 3.5. So somewhere up in that area. Good trade. At most, or at the worst case scenario, you secured 1% only, as this did pull back. Either way, decent trade. And we can see now that this is coming back into this prior range, which is good and bad. Bad because we might be here for a while. Good because after that amount of volume, you do want to see some consolidation. It kind of clears things up, lets the market kind of essentially catch up and resume normal market conditions. But we'll see. I mean, I'll reanalyze this tomorrow and see where gold's going for next week. But overall, this was a pretty decent week. I mean, gold was pretty solid. It was already an active trade, so I mean, you had to close it this week. You would have seen those exits. EJ played out, UJ played out, AJ nothing. AU played out, but not in the greatest way. It wasn't a super clean price action, and then dollar's just doing its thing. Right, so not bad, not a bad week, guys. But again, Sunday Market Blitz every single Sunday, 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be doing it this week. So join us. We'll be going through a fresh new analysis, fresh new week. Just come start the week right, and then we'll see you in there. But yeah. So guys, I'll see you then. Take care. Peace.